So if you are praying and you are asking God, why me? Are you saying it should happen to somebody next door?
Yeah.
Who are you saying? Like, if not me, who else?
Yeah.
I'm a human being also. Things need to happen in my life.
Yeah.
I need to have these lessons that I need to be taught.
Yeah.
And retrenchment or unemployment and the emotions that go with it, you are left traumatized, guys. I'm unemployed. I've got COVID. I lost faith in everything. And Fridays, Sundays used to be the worst days. Those are the days where on a Friday morning I would wake up and cry.
Yeah.
On a Sunday evening I would go to bed and cry.
Hello everyone. Dumelang le kae. Welcome to Everything About Life. My name is Tshepiso Ntlhoro KG. Ka sereto sa Sepedi ba re ke nna mologadi. Ba bantši ba re ke nna mother of the boys. Yes guys, as usual, please don't forget to subscribe. Please like our videos. I think we're sitting at about 123 subscription. We know we can get this right. You know, as usual, I do not come alone. I refuse to come alone. Hi, I've got the lovely Omona Luenmus, Ukarkili Kalat, Wanoko Sapakamas, Kirayana Lelo, haha, Bachimo.
Hello everybody. Oh, what a lovely intro. Yes, I'm a colored girl. I got Afrikaans praat color. So guys, thank you so much for joining us on today's episode. We have our lovely Tshepi. Tshepi is a friend of mine, an ex-colleague, and we will be talking about her journey of being unemployed, how she navigated through that, and mental health and her support structure and her faith in God. So we are looking forward of hearing more about your story. Welcome, Tshepi. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome, Tshepi. You look lovely. I like your hair. I like the swag with the cap. Very nice. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So, Tshepi, we just want to get to know you, like know your background. Just quickly, just tell us about yourself, where you're from, so that we can get to know you a bit better.
Of course. I grew up in Hammanskraal. I'm originally from Hammanskraal. I then moved to Soweto at 3 years, where I lived in Naledi. I then later moved to Mabetla. And then when I was about to start high school, I then moved to Alex, and I've been there since. I live with my aunt. And yeah, man, life is just, it's the best with my family.
So Umutswana actually, because people from Pretoria, Tswana, actually a mixture. Oh, yes. So both your parents are actually Tswana.
Yes, both of my parents are Tswana, and they also live in Hammanskraal. Yeah.
Okay, they are still living there.
Yes.
While you moved to stay with your aunt in Soweto.
Yes.
In Alex.
In
Alex.
Yes.
So why are you not staying in Pretoria with your parents, if I may ask?
So basically, my mother it was during the times where they used to now live, she's a nurse.
Okay.
And she went to nursing school. And two of my aunts decided to now stay with me to just further my studies and see that I grow up, obviously, getting better education. And now living in Soweto and then living in Alex, I don't see any other places to go. So I decided to also stay here. I'm grown now and I'm furthering anything in my life. I'm doing everything. I'm just basically living my life this side. So I didn't see any need for me to now live with them because school was okay this side, work is okay this side. Yeah, I can clearly just to visit. Yeah.
And you have siblings who are that side?
I've got a brother who lives in Rustenburg. Yeah. I've got
Hmm.
an older brother who lives in Rustenburg.
Nice. So you think that staying the side, it makes it more accessible for you to like employment and job as to where it's in Hammanskraal.
Well, honestly, I don't want to lie.
Yeah.
For me, it is. For
Okay.
me, everything has been central.
Okay.
As I had said, that I when I moved to Alex, things became a bit better.
Okay.
Um, Going to school, I was in a central place. There was
Yes.
no need for me to actually go live in Greece.
To commute and
Yes,
stuff like that.
yes. So for me, everything is accessible. Everything is central. Everything is so easy. So I really do not see a need for me, basically
Yes.
going that side. Also, my life is the side. So yeah.
Okay.
So basically, what you are saying is this side is better than
Hammanskraal.
Hammanskraal. Because I actually love Pretoria. I
Yeah.
studied there. I stayed there for a very long time. So I would prefer Pretoria over it. So it's very strange to hear someone saying this side is better. But
Yeah,
yeah.
I mean, a lot of people say that. A lot of people say that Joburg is a bit faster, and I'm like, the thing is, I don't know. Maybe it's because everything, all my life, everything has been this side. So I really don't see anything being anyway but in Joburg. So for me, life is much more easier in Joburg. Pretoria is for me is a bit slow. So when I want to rest, when I want to, yeah, when I want that calmness,
Then
that's
you-
where I go
Mm.
to Pretoria just to, because everything is now calm. It's not so fast. Yeah.
And then in terms of like when you were growing up or going to school, would you say you were a shy like student, or were you one of those people who were sitting in a corner or the teacher's pet?
Yo, I make it papa if I could say that.
Really?
I was really popular in primary. I was really popular. I used to go by the name of Charlotte, and I went to
Charlotte.
Yes,
Why Charlotte?
that's my other name.
Oh, okay.
And they used to call me Charlotte Gomahalat because I went
Wow.
to a Afrikaner English school.
Oh.
Yeah, so I was quite popular, and I think now growing up, now becoming a teenager, you notice a few things about yourself, and now I started holding back. I started, questioning my self-esteem was not so good anymore, and and when I moved to Alex, I went to a girls' school. Now you can imagine how that is. You know how girls are.
Yes.
They would look at you and be like, "Who's this?" And I started becoming a bit shy. I started like not wanting to speak a lot. But I would speak to whoever speaks to me. I would create a group of friends and just communicate with them. But I was not so outgoing or out there because I could say I was a bit shy. Yeah, yeah.
So from moving to someone who was so like energetic, like out there, to being shy, do you think maybe it's because of puberty, or maybe something happened along the way where you decided that, hey, you know what, you became shy?
I wouldn't necessarily say it's puberty. I experienced puberty at a very young age.
What age?
I started going on my periods at 8 years old. Yeah, I know.
No,
Everybody,
that's
I scare a whole lot of people.
You 8 years.
I started going my periods at 8 years. Believe it or not, my boobies grew. So I could say I grew up at a very young age. and I had to navigate that, and I had to now get used to the fact that okay, you are growing up. There's certain ways you need to now be. Yeah, you hold yourself, but now it's going to high school. You are experiencing different people. You're experiencing. Let me just say, I started grade 8 at a girls and boys school, so I experienced different kinds of people and saw how people are or growing up is. And when I went to a girls' school, I could say for me that was the biggest change because I was not too sure of the reception of how the people would receive me. And you know how as women, even us as women, how we see other women, it's quite different. We don't receive them. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not. And it still happens even today. And I would go to a place and at the back of my mind, I know that I'm gonna go into a setting where there is women. Some women would be happy to see me, some won't. So for me, it was a matter of how I was received. Then it really changed my whole thing because I was an outgoing girl, but got into the school and people or the ladies or the girls looked at me like, and I was like, okay, let me just hold back.
How did they receive you? What specific thing did they do that made you like besides the looking? Like, is there anything they did to you or say to you that made it even worse?
I think for me, I expected to make friends quickly, to which I did. But being a new girl, and especially because I started grade 9 and not grade 8, I really felt like an outsider. Maybe it was something at the back of my head that, okay, you're an outsider. I really felt like an outsider. Number one, I was new in town. I was new in Alex. Number two, I was new in that school. So I really felt like an outsider. I really felt like they they have to now go back and start this thing, this friendship. It really, really affected me a lot. Yes, I had a few girls who came up to me, to which one of them is still my friend even today. It's like, come, let's go chill. But how the rest, I think it was a matter of who's this new person. She's a grade 9. She came and started in grade 9. She's not really part of us because we all started in grade 8. So for me, it really affected me a lot that, okay, you're an outsider. And I think I took it with me. And yeah.
And would you say that I'm gonna go back to when you were 8 years old and you started your period because that was not the norm? Would you say that it's something that made you feel strange because obviously, like your peer group are not going through the same thing, so maybe you felt like there was something wrong with you because you got a stage earlier than you should have?
I mean, I really didn't feel that there was something wrong with me. What I knew is that I had to grow up very fast. I had to basically be a mature lady, if I could call it that. I knew that now there's certain clothing, for example, colors, that I shouldn't wear because I was still young. And you know, with going on your period, you have to be careful how you sit, how you know. So for me, it was not a matter of being strange, but it was a matter of now getting to a point that you are not really the same.
You are not comfortable.
Yeah, you need to kind of grow up a bit fast, and you need to be careful, or you need to now realize that there's certain ways of carrying yourself. So for me, carrying myself was it had to change very fast.
So would you say it was a matter of more self-awareness?
Definitely.
And then when you started your period at that early age, who was with you? Like, who guided you through how to change your pad, your cycle? Like, just like, the first time when you go to period, who would you tell? And Who did you tell?
Actually, I did not tell anybody because I didn't know what was happening.
Yes.
I honestly.
So what did you do when you saw the?
You know what? And because we back then in primary, it used to be a group of kids and it's transport. I remember there was one girl who was older than us, and we were playing, and she had an accident, and we were told by the driver that she hurt herself while playing. Remember? So when I basically saw blood for the first time.
So when did you see the blood? Was like in the morning or in the taxi? Like where were you?
Yo, I really don't remember.
Okay.
But I think it was after school and I was changing and I saw blood. And I was like, no, but things were not that hectic. But it was not that hectic. No, did I really hurt myself? And I'm like, okay, it's fine. Okay, cleaned myself up. And the next day, and I'm like, how come? Because now we really would wait for other children to come, and then at that moment we never really played Kumzunking all the time. So it would be like once in a week. And then I'm like, what is happening? Until I was bathing and my aunt saw it. And she was like, she asked my sister at that time, how? Why don't you say the Tshepiso has started? And she was like, Tshepiso never told me anything. And then from then, my aunt sat me down and she was like, okay, you started your period. Now this means this is what's happening. There's a change, blah, blah, blah. And these are your pads. You need to, every time you go on your periods, this is something that you're going to use. So for me, because I'm thinking it's because I was so young, my periods lasted for quite a while. I think I went on my periods for a good 2 weeks.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
And now my aunt every day she would check, okay, are you on your periods? What's happening? And now she was a bit worried that, okay, this is 2 weeks, and she had to take me to a doctor. And then we went to a doctor. The doctor was like, no, it's okay. Her body is just changing. She's just adjusting. And even the doctor just talked me through it. Your body is going through a change. You are not going to be on your periods for 2 weeks. It's maybe because of your body's changing. You need to change. These are the things that you're going to use. Blah, 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 blah. So I had... At that time, my sister, I call her my sister, she's my cousin, was unemployed. So every time I would come from school, she would be there and she would make sure that, okay, Pia, you go change. My aunt would make sure that I've got everything. Now, because I was such a young girl, and you know, as young girls, we wear your pink, your bright colors, then we had to change. And okay, we're going to now purchase underwear for you, and these are going to be for when you go there. Basically, talking me through every time after school you have to now bath. Just be careful of not wearing bright colors so that you can avoid. Because I used to play with boys. We would watch movies and then we would practice. We would do karate kicks and whatever. And they never said stop playing with boys. They never said. They just said whenever you are here, maybe just try avoid wearing bright colors or whatever, so that we can avoid accidents or whatever. Yeah. So for me, my aunt and my cousin were my biggest support.
I must say, it sounds like your aunt really approached this in a very good way, because what I don't like is when we were growing up, periods were made to feel like now
if I'm Khatlisho, I'm no longer Khatlisho. It's like I'm changing. I need to behave in a certain way. Like I need to grow. It's like you're being forced into automatically being someone else at such a short period of time. So I think the way your aunt approached the situation was very like good in a for me it's the best way. But what I wanted to also ask is that, do you think getting your period at a young age sort of like deprived you of being a child?
Not really. For me, it was just that change, and I never really took it hard. It was just that moment when I started, obviously, because it was 2 weeks, and I'm like, why are these things like taking for so long? But for me, it never really changed anything. As I was saying, I kept on playing with boys. I kept on playing. It is just a matter of whenever they come, just make sure that obviously you
Dress.
Yeah, you dress appropriately. You bath. Just make sure that your hygiene is kept like perfect.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I no, I was a kid.
Okay.
Throughout, I was
Yeah.
a kid.
Yeah, I know we are going to jump into the unemployment part, but I think this is a very important conversation. For me, when it comes to periods or your menstruation, what I don't like, it's treated as if it's dirt. It's something bad. Like you're not even allowed to say it out loud in a family dinner or whatever. To say that, oh, I'm on my periods. And then you find the mothers like, no, don't say that. Like you're not supposed to say it in front of men, as if it's something that is unknown or it's dirt or whatever. Like it's even in the office when someone is on their periods, like you would whisper, does someone have a pad for me? You know, like I'm not sure why is there such a stigma. And for you being so young, I mean, I'm thinking you were in grade 3, you know, when you started, and it's still primary, and maybe now that you've mentioned that you went to a girls' school, and then you felt like and you don't belong, and I'm taking it back to when you started your period, you know, at that early age, somehow maybe that might have affected, you know, your growing up, being like just you and all of those things. Yeah, so I really think that this thing, I wish the stigma can get off the being
Society. Yes, I think you are so right, because to be quite honest with you, periods are very normal. We did nothing wrong. They are gonna come anyway. It's just nature's way of telling you that you're going to conceive. So we must just start changing that view about periods. But I think slowly but surely it's getting there, because sometimes you'll see TikTok videos and they'll just joke around, you know, being on your period, and then people become moody or grumpy. They'll make jokes about it. But I think we'll slowly but surely get there. You know.
I think it's also a matter of, I mean, the way you're saying, we ourselves also as women need to embrace it.
Yes.
You know, I think because obviously it comes with the pain, it's not much of a fun thing.
Yes.
But you know, the fact that you go on your periods on a monthly basis, it shows that your body is healthy. It shows that, I mean, your womb is
working.
healthy,
You
working.
should be worried if you don't get your
So it's a matter of us embracing what a nature. It's a natural thing. We are women. It's happening.
Yes.
So yeah, we must just take it in and just make our husbands and boyfriends buy us chocolates and
and pamper
stuff
us.
and pamper us.
Yes.
massage our
You know,
definitely.
and our boy child, for them to also know that, you know, mommy's on the period.
Yes.
Let me do this for mommy.
Yes.
You know, so that when he has his girlfriend or wife,
they
you
know.
know how to treat. Yes.
100%.
Yes, Tshepiso, so let's tap into your unemployment, right? So, if you might share, when did that happen? How was that process and or maybe the job you were doing? Yes.
Okay, so it all started in 2020. I mean,
It's COVID time.
COVID.
Yes.
I mean, by that time I was at a peak of my career.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing public relations. I was sitting in amongst people that you would never think at my age that I would sit with.
It's your first time. Is it your first job?
It's not my first job. It is my first job that so I did public relations and I went to school. My first job I was in telesales, and then I later did an internship where I actually got a position as a PR liaison person. So it's something that I went to school for, and it's basically for me being at that peak. Was a dream come true.
Yes.
Because now I felt like, okay, yeah, this my mother did not waste money.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are within.
Yeah, I'm within. I'm loving this. I'm meeting the right people. I'm creating things that I never thought I would create. So for me, it was a dream come true.
Sorry, in the PR space.
In the PR space. And also different industries, you see. So COVID came, and now we all know that a whole lot of people got retrenched, and I was one of them. And for me, it really didn't hit hard, I think, until the third month. And I was like, yo. And remember, I've always, after school, I graduated in 2013 and I got a job in telesales. And after getting a job, I hopped and I got an internship and I was getting paid. And then I got a promotion. So for me, it really didn't really affect me that much in terms of finances because I hadn't really gotten a whole lot of stuff. It was just a car.
Debts,
yeah, it was just a car that I had. That I was like, okay, I'll see.
Yeah.
Because I still had a bit of money.
Yeah.
And the fact that it was kind of a reality check for me that I was comfortable. Because I got retrenched in 2020.
Yeah.
The last time I think I updated my CV was in 2015.
Yeah. Sorry, before you carry on, I just want us to take us through the process of retrenchment. What happens, like when they retrench? Did you get a letter? Just like a step by step.
Yeah. So obviously a meeting was called, and we were told that the company is not doing well, and chances are there might be pay cutoffs. The worst that might happen would then be us getting retrenched. Okay, we then had to sit down and then come up with ideas. We don't get to a stage where our pays are cut. We put together documents, we presented documents that we could do this and this and this and this. And then, another meeting came. So your documents, but unfortunately, we all have agreed that we'll have to then let you guys go.
Yeah.
We are then putting up 2 positions as a company to which all of you, if you feel a need, you can apply for.
How many people?
We are around 11.
11 for 2 positions.
Yeah, 11. And then I then applied because one of the positions, it was something that I was doing. Applied, wrote a motivational, went through interviews, got called back, and then got a letter of rejection.
Sure.
So a letter of rejection obviously means that
Yep.
I'm not being accepted,
Yeah.
and then I'm being retrenched.
So what's the reason? Because internally, when you are playing outside, they can just say, unfortunately, you are unsuccessful. They can even just give you those reply to all emails. But when you are internal, did they not tell you, okay, you are unsuccessful because you lack ABC?
If I remember correctly, they did not do that. So as much as a whole lot of companies just let you know that you are unsuccessful.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, that's the response that I got, and from that, obviously I went into the meeting and I was called up and I was told, actually not even a letter, I was told that okay, we got we reviewed and unfortunately you're not successful. Um, Now, because you're not successful, that means then that you are part of the number that
Retrenched.
has been retrenched. We are going to assist you with 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and okay, we all sad, and obviously it was a bit sad for those people. And I got home, and I remember the first person I called was my mom, and I told her that okay, because obviously she knew of everything. And I was like, I'm not successful, and I'm no longer employed. And I switched off my phone, and I got into bed, and I slept. And I remember I switched on my phone after quite a while, and things just happened, like a whole lot of messages, people checking up on me, whatever. And I cried. I basically I was just processing everything. And I was like, you know what? Everything will be okay. And as time went, I needed to hand over a few things. While in my process of handing over a few things, I felt a bit weird. I couldn't, I've got sinuses, so I couldn't breathe.
Okay.
And went to go test.
Yeah, I was about to say, was it not COVID? Because it was in the COVID days.
And got results, and I got COVID.
Woo.
And I was like, what is happening? I'm unemployed. I've got COVID. Luckily, it was not so strong. It was just a matter of me not being able I basically lost my sense of smell. And I continued. But going back and looking back at my CV, and I'm like, I was comfortable. And I think every time I used to speak to my partner, my partner would tell me that, you know what, I'm glad you're meeting all these great people. I'm glad you're at the peak of your career. But I feel like you are limiting yourself somewhere, somehow. I feel like you're comfortable. You need to, and I never really took it seriously because I was like, this guy. But when I looked at my CV, the last time I updated my CV was 2015. That other page, if I could call it a page, where you basically update your stuff, I never really updated it. It was just empty. Looked at profiles where I can use to get employment. I had one which I did in 2015, and that's when he did it for me. So for me, I then started coming out of my comfort zone and now saying that, okay, I've been comfortable for so long and then need to go back. And I started updating my profile, started now updating my CVs. And luckily for me, it was about 4 months until I got employment. I got a new job.
In that 4 months, how were you surviving?
Yes.
Or were you saving?
So I survived from the money, obviously, that I received from my previous employer.
So they gave you a lump sum.
Yeah, and I was able to then put up or pace my for example, my car. Uh, I paid for that. Yeah, for that 4 months, I could say I had money. The money that I received and some of my savings, basically just I survived with that. And yeah,
Okay.
and then I got employment.
Okay. Tepi, sorry, before you jump into your next job, so would you say that for a person that it's best not to be comfortable
Yeah.
when you are at work? Would you say, like, advise a person rather? Because I think most people might be too comfortable, and then when that time comes, you're like all over the place. Your CV is not up to date. So would you say that? Would you rather advise a person not to be that comfortable?
Yeah, I mean, finding um, great employment or finding a great employer is, I think, a wish for everyone.
Mhm.
If you've got that, perfect. But don't, if you've got anything to update, if you've learned something, update it. Be on the lookout. But just basically update your profiles. Be on the lookout for everything. If there's new ways of writing your CV and you see it on your social media or whenever, try that. Don't sit. If there's new ways of updating your profile to help you assist with employment, do that.
Yes.
Don't sit.
Yeah, because I see, like, on Canva, right? So on Canva, there's this nice way of doing your CV, because mine used to be on a Word. Then I went to PDF. So now I've changed it to Canva, like the modern way, like a 2-pager, nice on Canva and everything.
Yeah.
So I hear you. And then in that 4 months, yes, the payout sustained you for that 4 months and your savings. But spiritually or mentally, how was that for you?
So
I know it's like 4 months, it's
Yeah.
not that long.
And she had the money.
And you had the
You know,
money.
once
Yes.
money starts,
Yes.
quick, quick.
Yes.
so I mean it was there was a lot of questions. Remember, I had lost my job. I
And
had
COVID.
I got COVID.
Mhm.
My biological father then passed away.
True.
I did not really have a relationship with him, but you can't help but think that this person passed on. So for me, there was a lot of questions. There was really a lot of questions. And there was a whole lot of crying. There was a whole lot of, just for me, I think for this one, it was just a whole lot of questions.
What were some of those questions?
Why?
Yeah.
Why me?
Hmm.
Why me? I think my biggest question was why me?
Yeah.
So when you say why me, what I'm trying to get is why me, because
I mean, how am I different? Like, it's like, how am I different? I'm at my peak of my career. I'm sitting in tables with, like,
yes,
the greatest people. I can speak. I
Yeah.
can sell myself.
You are talented.
I'm talented.
Yeah.
Like, why me?
because you
Yeah.
are talented, you well spoken, you sell.
I'm a hard worker.
Yes, yes.
Why me?
Mm.
Understand?
Yeah.
Did you ever get an answer?
At a later stage,
And what was it?
if not me, who else?
Mm.
I mean, I think it goes with everything in your life.
Yeah.
Even if when you are faced with a person passing away, a lover, a parent. So if you are praying and you are asking God, why me? Are you saying it should happen to somebody
Someone else,
next
yeah.
door?
Yeah.
Who are you saying? Like, if not me, who else?
Yeah.
I'm a human being also. Things need to happen in my life. I need to have, there's lessons that I need to be taught.
Yeah.
And if it comes this way, if God decides that this is the journey that I'm going to go through, then who else?
Yeah.
So that is my answer.
Yeah. You spoke about your biological father. Unfortunately, because you brought it in there, so why specifically did you think of your biological father through all this?
I mean, we never really had a great relationship, and that's always affected me. I really cannot explain the feeling, and I'm not gonna try to, but I've always felt a type of way with not having a relationship with him. I've always felt a type of way whenever we met. So, yeah.
So, do you think I'm just trying to understand, or you think your things are not working out because maybe superstitiously because you don't have a relationship, that's why your things were falling apart, or how you felt about him, it's what was.
I would be very angry if I'm
Yeah.
because I mean he had a choice.
Yeah.
I mean he was always given a chance.
Yeah.
And
yeah, and then so when you heard about his passing, did you go to the funeral?
I did not go to his funeral. I did not go to his funeral because of initially I was going to go to the funeral, but the way communication came, to which they've got my mom's contact details. I actually found out before. My aunt was the one that actually told my mom. So my aunt was the one that told me, and and after my mom finding out, she was like, "I'll wait to be called," and nothing happened. And now it goes back to a long time of how also I received my mom coming and saying, Tshepiso, I mean, I'm pregnant and stuff.
Yeah.
So I didn't really want to dwell into that, but I did not go. And for me, it was a choice. Even after his death, they're still not respecting my mom. Or they still
the family.
They're still not respecting us.
Oh.
And I mean, he firstborn. He has other kids. He firstborn. I mean, the decency to actually say,
yes,
this is what's happening.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So basically, your father rejected you, if I have to say, or did not play a role in your life, along with his family.
I would say he did not play a role. I could say family did not receive us well. But he had a chance to then play a role, but he did not. Yeah, because there was a lot of times where he was given chance and he was not.
Okay. And lastly, did you have a father figure while you were growing up? Okay. All right.
I see.
Yeah, nice. I've got a stepfather who is the best.
Who is the best, yes. Okay, then moving forward then, now you 4 months at home and then you got a job. That was quick.
Yes.
I know, right?
In South Africa, you are blessed.
So was it still in 2020 or 2021?
It was still in 2020.
Yes, okay.
I got a job and now it was PR.
Now it's 4 months later. Your payout sustained you for the 4 months. Now you find yourself in a new job. How was that?
Honestly, that was difficult. I wish I can say. Let me just say, I wish I started off from college by getting that job. I was still in PR, but I think I had mentioned that my partner was saying that, Tshepiso, you are limiting yourself by being at that place. Um, I felt like I did not know a whole lot of things because a lot of things in my previous job, I did not do it, which I don't think it's my fault. I mean, certain companies do their stuff differently. So I worked, started around October um, until December, and then started the new year. So I was basically on a contract for 12 months. Um, my 12th month came, and after doing everything, I then sat and I asked, okay, this is going to be my 12th month. I haven't had a meeting. What is happening? Um, I got a response. They told me that, okay, yes, we still need to talk to you. We still need to speak and just find out how your 12 months was. But unfortunately, your contract won't be renewed because the client that you are working on is also not renewing a contract with us. Okay? And basically, there's no new business. There is no way we can put you. I think I sent an email in the afternoon, and I don't know, on that day, I opened my laptop and it was late to receive this response at around 10 o'clock. I closed my laptop and I called my partner and I cried. And
Yes, because now it's happening for the second time.
I cried, and I literally asked that question again. What is wrong with me?
Yeah.
Why me? And the next day I went to work, and obviously there was certain documents that I had to sign because they couldn't renew my contract. I had to finish. During my time, I did, obviously now, remember, I was not so comfortable. Everything of mine has been updated. I've been looking for jobs. Even when I was there, something within me was like, don't be comfortable. And I kept on looking for a job. And I kept on obviously looking for a job and got interviews and whatever. But man,
Nothing.
Besides nothing, it hit me hard. It hit me hard because I was still recovering. I thought this time everything was going to be okay. The savings are not that much. I mean,
it's a year.
Yeah, it's a year. It hit me hard. I don't want to lie. It hit me hard. I was learning a lot. I was ready to basically take all those skills that I've learned and just branch it out. I was just ready to it's like everything's going to be fine. But
nothing was the same.
I lost faith in everything.
I wanted to ask quickly, did you relate this issue to your capabilities? Like, I'm not capable. I am not good enough. That's why these things are not happening. They are happening to me.
Some questions, like one of that question came, and I'm like, am I good enough? Am I supposed to even be in PR? Because at that time I was studying. Obviously, after getting retrenched, I also saw that, okay, let me just also go back to school. So while I was at school, fortunately, I got this job. So I was still studying. And I was doing quite well. And I was like, what is happening? Because I'm doing well. I'm actually even going to graduate. What is happening? Like, what is this? What is happening to me?
Yes.
Like, and I did question myself. I did question myself that, why did I even do PR? I should have maybe thought of another career. But remember, it was COVID. Nobody was safe. People were being retrenched. The biggest people were being retrenched. So
basically, you were retrenched within a year after being retrenched in COVID.
Exactly that.
And then, but didn't you like maybe think, Hori, it's the industry, not the industry, it's the time because of COVID and not necessarily you or your lack of skills, or not that there was any lack of skills because it was COVID, and they did say that client didn't renew. So I'm trying to understand, why did you like personalize that? And
if I have to say this, Lelo, when you get into bed and you think about bills that you need to pay, and you think about people that you need to feed, whether the industry or COVID or whatever, it hasn't come into mind. And the fact that it happened twice
within a space of 12 months,
then you would sit and question yourself. You sit and question your capability. And I remember I kept on looking at my marks. I kept on looking at my diploma. I kept on looking at my recent marks at that time. And I'm like, I'm good.
Not adding up.
Like, what is happening?
And Tshepi, how hard did it hit you, like the second time, being 12 months, a year apart? Did you like any substance abuse or mentally?
I did not sleep. I did not sleep a lot. I was at a point where I would eat
a lot.
I would eat a lot. I mean, my family made sure that I never really asked for anything. So I never really had to ask that, can I get a fast food? So for me, for them, it was like, don't worry, we've got you. And whatever you needed, we'll provide. So I ate a lot. I drank
a lot.
Yeah, I was getting to a point. I remember I was telling my partner that I'm getting to a point where I'm worried that I'm going to be addicted to either food or alcohol.
Yeah. When you say you drank a lot, is it something that you do on a daily basis, or?
I drink on a daily basis. I would drink every day. I would.
What was your preference in alcohol? Was it cider, beer? Or?
I would drink beer. I'm a beer person. I would drink beer. But I wouldn't have a whole lot. But every day I would drink.
Yeah.
So for me it was a lot because I didn't drink every day.
Yeah. And when you were drinking or when you were eating your food, did you feel better for that period of time?
Yeah, I could say that. I felt better. I felt that, I mean, the fact that I was able to start a car and go to fast food franchise meant that, okay, for me, you're not really suffering. So for me, it was a matter of you're not suffering.
Yeah.
The fact that you have money to actually
buy
it means that everything is going to be fine.
Yeah.
So I would buy whatever and come back and eat and sleep.
Yeah.
Then when did the sorry? So you said you started getting worried. So when did the worry kick in?
I mean, when you look at yourself and on a Tuesday, and you're just sipping on some wine or you drinking, it worries you. You don't drink. I mean, the only time I think we would start on a Friday and maybe have two, maybe on a Saturday two, and then Sunday it's like, no, tomorrow I've got work. And for me, Sundays were the worst days. Fridays and Sundays were the worst days for me. Remember, on Fridays, everybody at work is like, oh, it's Friday. Yeah, at least it's going to be the weekend. And it's nice. Everybody's putting up status. that yay, Friday. For me, it would hit me that I don't do that. I don't have that. I'm at home. On Sunday, people would be like, "Oh, let's guys, we have to go. Ish, tomorrow, ish, I'm going to work." You know, all those talk like ish, can go san. I didn't do that, and I would drink.
Yeah.
So, Fridays, Sundays used to be the worst days. Those are the days where, on a Friday morning, I would wake up and cry.
Yeah.
On a Sunday evening, I would go to bed and cry.
Yeah. How long did that last?
I think it lasted until so luckily in September was my last.
Yeah.
So on my last day, I did whatever I needed to do, handed over my my laptop. I still had hope. You know, I didn't really pray. I didn't do a lot because I kind of was like, I'm not gonna do that. But you know, there's that little bit of hope.
Yeah.
And as a believer, you know, God is always there. He's gonna pull me out of this.
Yeah.
So on that last day, I received a call from some lady. Like I got a contact from who told me that you do PR. I've got a job for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did all the tests, did everything. And I knew that the job was mine.
Yeah.
And I got the job.
Yeah. That's what. So would you say you were depressed in that period of time?
I wouldn't say I was depressed, but I would say it was hitting me. I had thoughts of maybe let me just end my life.
Sure.
But I was like, yo, it's going to kill my family because they know me. My mother would call me and would be like, you are so brave. You are the one person that I know that is brave than anybody in this family. So you need to stop sleeping. You need to stop sitting and feeling sorry for yourself. You are going to get sick, Tshepiso. What do you need?
Yeah.
So I had my brother who called me. Literally during that month, my brother was paying. He was like, I'm gonna pay the car for you.
Yeah.
My aunt, whatever food I needed, take my card. My partner, if you need to do whatever, I've got you. If you need to talk, if you need to do whatever, I've got you. So I think it was a matter of sitting, just wanting to always feel sorry for myself. And that's the one thing that actually kind of stopped me right now. When you sit and you feel sorry for yourself, the world does not stop.
True. Life goes on.
Life goes on. And I could see it because obviously people would check up on me. I would sit and feel sorry. I would look at the phone. Nobody has taken in my sad story and sitting down, or they're also sleeping. They're going on about their lives. The world does not stop.
So what kept you going?
That
the world doesn't stop.
The world is not going to stop. And I'm going to sit and I'm going there is a point where I'm going to be baggage for people. People won't want to associate themselves with me because I'm sitting and I'm feeling sorry for myself. You understand? So if people come and they come to check up on me, obviously I'm not going to be the best, but be myself. You understand? Be myself. So I had hope. I knew that I was going to get a job.
Yeah.
I knew that I was going to get a job.
How long, for the second time, how long did you stay unemployed?
For the second time, a week
Wow.
Because remember, after
Your last day, you got that
yeah,
call.
after my last day, I got that call,
Yeah.
and I went into a series of interviews. I think about 2 or 3 interviews, and I was called, and then I got the job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that, even though you got the job so quickly, didn't take away, the feeling that you just shared with us.
It didn't. I mean, retrenchment or unemployment and the emotions that go with it, you are left traumatized, guys.
No matter how quickly you get another job.
You are left traumatized. I got into a new job, yes, but I was still traumatized.
So wrapping up, I just wanted to ask, what motivation would you give to someone who's going through what you are going through right now and feeling like they need to kill themselves because they are unemployed?
So what I have to tell people is that if you are not called for that interview, if you are not taken at that job, your dream job, it does not say anything about you. Nothing is wrong with you.
Sure.
It is what the company is looking at or is looking for at that time. It says nothing about you. There is nothing wrong with you. Keep going. I know it sounds like a broken record, but keep going. There is going to be a breakthrough, and it's going to be something beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tshepi.
Yeah.
Thank you
so
Thank
much.
you so much for having me.
Yeah, Tshepi, you are a very strong young lady, very mature. I can see that you've learned a lot through life. And I think like a lesson for the day for me is that education, like your qualification, does not necessarily guarantee you that you're gonna succeed in life. But when the time is right, things are just gonna fall into place. So yeah.
Thank you, Tshepi.
Thank you so much.
And then on a lighter note, guys, we have our winner.
Yeah,
Remember, we're running a competition on our 10th episode.
Yeah.
No,
Which
episode
one? It's the episode about
colorism.
yeah.
Yes. So that episode we're running a competition. So our winner is Chantel George. She'll be heading with the family to Hartis sometime. We won't say when. But yeah, so thank you for everyone who entered the competition. Unfortunately, if you didn't make it, we'll run another one hopefully soon, and maybe you'll be lucky at that point.
100%. Yebo. And guys, please don't forget to subscribe. Subscription is very important to us, please. And if you like this video, please just like and comment. And you, my friends who are commenting and telling me things on WhatsApp, I'm not going to reply. You must reply on the YouTube.
Yes.
There's a comment section for a reason.
Yes, please, guys. And then, guys, thank you so much for joining me and KGO Things About Life. We hope we deserve the honor of your time. And then until next time, thank you.
Thank you. Bye.